to the Gamers Addict Show. I am your host, Player One, the host with the most lives and unlimited continues. And we're here in Season 2 already. Deuce. And today, we're going to be talking about our episode, Chronicles of the Keyblade. We have Sora here at the Gamers Attic. Ooh.
Wow. Live?
Where?
He's here, don't worry, Megaman. And right here with me are none other, my teammates, my comrades, my cool friends, my buds in arms, Ghostbusters Chris, Megaman, not Adrian, and Captain Bogy. So how's everyone been today?
Been good.
I've
also been good.
Thank you, Megaman.
I've been awesome.
The enthusiasm from these guys is just amazing. Can't you just feel it? You can cut it with a knife. I am just so happy and excited that we've gotten so far. We've had 9 shows in Season 1 and
Nice.
It's been a great adventure this last year, hasn't it, guys?
Yes, it has. Very interesting.
I mean, we've done many things from hunting ghosts to meeting Santa Claus. And on top of that, we've had many people tune in and win big prizes on the Gamers Attic. That's something that we're going to be continuing to do. So if you're a big fan of video games, retro consoles such as Atari, Nintendo, Sega, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, all the newest games, old school toys, retro toys, collections, Funkos. We have it here on the Gamers Attic, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed so far what we've brought to you this last year. So, who is interested in some cool video game facts?
Let's do it.
Me?
Yeah.
And if you guys have any of your own, feel free to add on to it. So, I wanted to talk about in World of Warcraft, okay? Player reaction to a simulated disease in World of Warcraft so closely resemble historical records about real plagues that epidemiologists, did I say it right, are currently using the data from WoW to evaluate how people will respond to a potential future virus outbreak.
That's not wrong.
It's weird, right?
Nasty.
Unless they want to create a virus and do that, but
That sounds like last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got sick.
that's what she said.
But I remember the virus in WoW. People were talking about it. How it just spread and started glitching all over the place.
Yeah. And speaking of glitches, you never know where my arch nemesis glitch may be. I mean, this glitch has been a bother to me for the last year, hindering a lot of my efforts to rescue some of my other friends that have been trapped in the warp zones. So, glitch, if you're watching out there, I'm not scared of you. Anytime, any place, anywhere. And you know what? What's really good is that we're here at a secret location and Glitch doesn't know where we're at. So, fact number 2. The Sega Saturn was the first gaming console to ship with eternal memory. Players could save about 5 to 6 games on the system's RAM, all 32 kilobytes. What do you think about that?
Back then, that's me. That's new to me.
Back then, yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, how many kilobytes do you have, Megaman?
1, 2, 3,
Can't do the math.
How high can you count? Megaman.
6,000 terabytes.
Oof, wow,
That's a lot.
Did you build him?
No,
No.
we're gonna be better. We're gonna
After light building.
we're at least 15 terabytes.
So today,
Terabytes, sorry.
15. So today, in our show, we're going to be having later on Bogy's Corner, which is going to feature 25 of the coolest toys from the 1980s.
Oh.
Wow.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna bring everybody. We're gonna get into the DeLorean, go back into time, and I'm gonna go ahead and challenge everyone's memories and enjoyments and bring you guys Bogy's top 25 toys. And also going to be asking you guys, you know, what would you say your top 5 from that era was?
Unless you're under 20, then no.
That's right.
Yeah, you missed a good time.
Yeah.
So here's another interesting fact. A U.S. court ruled that Donkey Kong and King Kong are 2 different apes. Now this is cool. This is a lawsuit back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Filed in 1982. It argued in a federal court in May of '84 and concluded that Universal Studios versus Nintendo, so it was Universal against Nintendo, represented Universal's demand for a piece of Nintendo's Donkey Kong property or game. The game had pulled in $180 million in sales from around 60,000 arcade machines by 1982, and the studio alleged copyright infringement due to the villain's resemblance to King Kong. Attorney John Kirby Jr., who represented Nintendo, for whom it is believed the company's puffiest character was named, pointed out that Universal itself had proved in the case of Universal City Studios versus RKO General that the plot and characters of King Kong were in the public domain. In the Nintendo case, the court ruled that Universal had acted in bad faith with the suit, had no right to the characters, that in any case the studio had failed to prove that there was any likelihood that an appreciable number of prudent purchasers were likely to be misled or confused as to the source of Donkey Kong based on the game's ape and the game's attributes.
I don't know about that.
Very interesting.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah. Okay, so the reason why they had Donkey Kong, by the way, Kong, I think they said something that Kong meant something in Japanese, so
Yes.
that's another thing. That's another the reason why they
Yeah,
would
I
use
remember
that.
I went over that.
But in the beginning, they were supposed to make, even though they ended up making one, a Popeye arcade game. But they couldn't get the rights to it, so they ended up making Donkey Kong.
Correct.
And with that, that's when the whole lawsuit happened and all that. Then, here's another tidbit that I found out. That after having so many Donkey Kong cabinets made, they had so many monitors laying around after they stopped selling Donkey Kong, that they wanted to get rid of all the monitors, so they actually came up with an idea to make a game using 2 monitors. The first one was supposed to be a racing game, which didn't work well, and somebody just said, hey, why don't we do something with boxing? And they came up with Punch Out for the arcade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
A
And
Popeye game?
now, interesting, some of that stuff you mentioned, if you guys would want to go back and get a full history, I actually go over Donkey Kong in one of my Bogy's corners. So go ahead and check that out. And some of the stuff that you just mentioned, you know, we went over there. Plus we went over that cool video that that guy, you know, did on Donkey Kong real life with special effects and everything. So definitely check that out.
Amazing video.
Yes.
Bogy's Corner, and you can check it out on our playlist on YouTube. So here's another cool fact. The Revenge Double Dragon 2 for the NES had a different ending than the one in the arcade. On the NES, damsel in distress, Marion, is brought back to life after being killed early in the story. The arcade version ends on a much more sour note, leaving her dead. So, you know, I've played Double Dragon 2, it's my favorite Double Dragon, and I had no idea that this was like this, because when I did play the arcade is so much harder than the NES version.
But you have
And-
a limited life.
Yeah, that was real. A glitch in the armor?
Well, it could be a. I'm being exposed here.
Unlimited continues to.
Yeah.
Well, there was no.
Why do you need unlimited continues?
That's
You
your
have
claim.
limited lives.
But that's your claim. To player one's name.
Well, anyways,
And your fame.
It's.
When you play video games.
I didn't have enough.
What a
words.
shame.
So, anyways,
It's
so
almost lame.
Let's keep this tame.
let's keep going, guys. So yeah, that's.
You're the one that's exploding.
I shouldn't have mentioned this one.
He's almost imploding.
Oh.
By the way, you know the 2 characters in Double Dragon. What are the names that come out to you?
What was that? Repeat.
The 2 characters in Double Dragon.
The two main characters are
Yeah.
Billy and Jimmy Lee.
Actually, if you go to the arcade in the original game, which is supposed to be part of the gang, it's Hammer and Spike.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Billy and Jimmy was made for Nintendo.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Remember, I had an arcade in my house, so.
Cool.
And he does, and we actually made a video about that. Anyways, a sequel to Mega Man 2. Ooh, Mega Man's here. King. Mega Man 2 was announced but never materialized. In 2010, Capcom announced that it would release Mega Man Universe for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade the following year. The company promised that the new video game would have similar gameplay to Mega Man 2 and would give the player the ability to customize their own levels and stages. But a few months later, Capcom canceled the game and apologized to Mega Man fans who were anticipating the new release. Capcom didn't disclose a specific reason why they canceled Mega Man Universe, instead citing various circumstances, which might have included the exit of the designer of Mega Man Universe, Keiji Inafune? Did I get that right? Inafune. Oh, thank you, Mega Man. So, interesting, I didn't know that.
I didn't even know it existed.
So what I want to know is, did they apologize to Mega Man?
I want to know.
I don't
Isn't
remember.
Mega Man 3 the sequel to Mega Man 2?
Yeah, you're a Mega Man. Did they apologize to you?
I don't think I got the apology letter.
They apologized to the
Plus, that
fans.
sounds a lot like what was that one Mario game?
Is that the Lost Levels?
No, the Builder one. That's the same
Mario
idea.
Maker.
Mario Maker. It would have been like a Mega Man Maker.
Oh,
That would have been interesting.
That would be like Mario Maker though, because those levels you gotta have more moves than just jumping.
No, but regardless, you create a level and you finish it just like Mario Maker. That would have been an interesting game, and you would include Mega Man in it.
You add your own songs too, make your own character. That'd be cool too.
Mega Man speaks now in the third person. Mega Man is happy.
So interesting. You know, I wanted to ask, I don't know if you've played it, but have you ever played Mega Man The Wily Wars on the Sega Genesis?
No.
See, that's like, it's like a remake of Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 in 16-bit. And I've been dying to play that game, but it only came out in Japan. So I guess you would have it somewhere in one of your arcades.
You have to see it.
It'd probably also be in only Japanese.
Yeah. No, they translated it in English.
Oh, they did?
They did.
Okay.
I'll look into that. Let me see. And do you know what the Genesis was called in Japan?
The Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks, for our first segment. Stay tuned because we're gonna come right back with Bogy's Corner. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamers Addict Show. I am your host, Player One, and I'm here with Ghostbusters Chris.
Right.
And I am really excited today because today I'm here with the man of the hour. I'm here with Bogy's Corner, none other than Captain Bogy.
Alright. Okay, guys, so if you guys are ready.
Man,
Okay?
yeah.
Where are you?
Setting up security protocols for season 2 since this is the biggest season that we have yet, and I don't want to have a problem like we did with season 1.
Security protocols.
Yes.
I heard about that.
You know, glitch,
It was legend.
a certain scorpion that almost stung us.
Yeah.
No, everything's safe here.
Well, I know, but I checked. So
Oh.
we're good, and I had my guitar, doing, protocols and checkups just to make sure.
Awesome. Good job,
Okay,
man.
thank you.
I do feel safer now. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and the Gamers Addict Fanatics, welcome to Bogy's Corner! I am your host, Captain Bogy. So today is February 9th, 2019, and we are live, right? I'm alive, you're alive, he's alive, everybody's alive.
Yes.
Okay, so this episode is number 10, and it's called Bogy's Top 25 Toys of the 1980s. How excited are you guys?
Oh, very
You guys were there, right?
Yeah,
So-
indeed.
Huge shout out to my boy Player One for putting the Gamers Addict show together and giving us a platform, and to the rest of the TGA gang, thank you guys for being here. All right, so what is Bogy's Corner about? This is my platform, my outlet where I share my experiences and my passions from the 1980s growing up as an adult. So since the 1980s, I've been a casual video gamer, comic book collector, toy collector, movie buff, and collector. So I've done it all. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys here have done the same. So Bogy's Corner's other goal is to introduce, educate, and reinvigorate the youth out there, and also some of the OGs to bring us back to those times. So now, let me go ahead and share with you guys some of the things that I've covered. In episode 1, Pac-Man, episode 2, Metal Gear Solid, episode 3, Max Payne, episode 4, Minecraft, episode 5, Donkey Kong, episode 6, Resident Evil 2, episode 7, Driver 2. And episode 8, I changed it up a bit. I went ahead and went for the Halloween theme. Bogy's Top 10 Scariest Video Games of All Time. Episode 9 was Growing Up with Stan Lee. And that was that was a very interesting one to really get to know the man behind. Probably affected all of us here in the way we grew up.
That was quite a special episode.
So today I'm very excited again to bring you guys in the time that we grew up, the toys of the 1980s, and there were hundreds of them. But I'm going to go ahead and focus on the top 25 that I feel are on my list. But before we begin, I have a little gift here for Player One. Hopefully you can use this as a bookmark and a pen, and of course it's decorated in a whole bunch of video game logos and so forth, so hopefully you can use that.
Wow,
and
look at this.
Make it an official TGA item that you're going to enjoy.
So in what Warp Zone world did you get this in?
This one in one called Martwall. Yeah, decipher it yourself. All right, so now a few of these toys might have been made before the 1980s, but really the 80s was where these toys really exploded. So I'll be sharing those with you. Now, I didn't have all of these toys that we're going to be talking about, but I did have a good childhood buddy called Sammy. And let me tell you, he got every single toy out there. He was so lucky. He had wonderful grandparents. And if you said He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, he would get them all. Ghostbusters, he'd get the whole set.
So I had one of those friends too.
Yeah?
Just seemed to have everything. What about you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
God, a number.
Man.
All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into our TGA DeLorean and go back in time. So are you guys ready?
Oh, yes.
All right, so number 25 on my list, the Viewmaster. You guys remember the Viewmaster?
Yes.
Nice and red. Now, originally it came out in 1939, and there's been 25 different models with thousands of titles, and 1.5 billion copies have been sold of the reels. And I'll tell you this, I could spend hours, looking at these, at that time, and they were so sharp, especially if you had good lighting, it would look amazing.
Oh yeah.
Number 24, Micro Machines.
Oh yeah.
Micro Machines, yes.
Absolutely.
Those were wonderful to play with. Number 23, the Big Wheel. Right? Even though they were not a rubber grip, right? Because if you went too fast, they would just slide on concrete. But the most exciting thing to do with the big wheels was, going fast and then breaking. The nice little drift.
Oh, yeah.
Number 22, the Rockin' Sockin' Robots.
Oh, yeah.
Those were hours of fun.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Very
And you can really get competitive with that one. Number 21, Speak and Spell.
I love that.
I mean,
Oh my God.
that was one to enjoy with. Any memories on that one?
Was that an ET? Yeah.
E.T.
Oh
Phone
my
Home.
goodness.
Yeah. Toy Story, right? Toy Story hat.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it was an expensive toy.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Type in his speech.
Number 20, the handheld football.
Oh
I don't know if
yeah.
you guys remember. That came in green.
Yes.
It was
I had that.
about this tall. And
and it had
it was just
dots.
a little line that you would have to run across the field, but it was just exciting. And especially when you were playing with some buddies and you were trying to top each other, that was a lot of fun. Number 19, Hot Wheels. Now, of course, Hot Wheels have been a long time, But listen, that was part of what we grew up with, and the collection was amazing. There was just so many different cars.
What was your favorite Hot Wheel, like designs?
Well, actually, you know what? I got a Hot Wheel right here. And actually, let me show you guys. This is just a very small collection that I happen to be able to keep, and this is pretty much what I have from my youth. So right there, front and center. One of my favorites, of course, is the G.I. Joes, especially my man, Snake Eyes.
Let me ask you one quick.
Yeah.
With the wrestler there, remember they had the bigger wrestlers with the ring?
Yes.
And they had the ones where you put your thumb in the thumb wrestlers. They were just bent like this and you just fight with them.
Yeah.
I had those too.
Those were exciting. Number 18, the A-Team toys. Now the A-Team was a very popular show in the 1980s. We all wanted to be Mr. T, right? Or Face, or all the other guys. So they definitely, they sold so many on that product. Number 17, Mad Balls. You guys remember those? Mad Balls. They had all the different faces.
Yeah.
Number 16. Yeah.
To mention that, if you try to buy some of those on eBay, ooh, they're very expensive. I'm talking about either like in the hundreds.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Very good condition.
Yeah.
Number 16, the Cush Ball. Yeah, 1987, that fun ball. It had 2,000 natural rubber filaments and it shot to popularity. Another great toy that everybody enjoyed. Number 15, the Smurfs. And they had the cartoon show every Saturday morning. Yeah. Who didn't like the Smurfs? We all like the Smurfs.
Mama Smurf.
Yep. Number 14, laser tag.
I had
laser tag.
That really felt like we were in the 2000s, right? Advanced with that type of game, but that was a lot of fun.
It was better than the rival Full Time.
Which one? Oh, Full Time. Yes.
They had a TV show. Both of them had a TV show. Well, Full Time was live action. Laser tag actually had a cartoon Saturday mornings.
Cool.
Yeah.
Number 13, Thundercats. Oh! The Thundercats. And you got some here.
Man.
Now,
who's your favorite Thundercat?
my man.
Mine was Panthro.
Okay. Now, just to let you guys know, this toy was very unique, especially for its time. Because if you had the ring, unfortunately, I don't think you have the ring. You go ahead and place it right up against the back, and his eyes would light up. So, yeah. So you got the bad guy there too.
Even as a kid, the ring never fit.
Man.
But you know what?
Uh-huh.
You know how it could probably work? Take the one battery, put a little wire, solder some wires next to it, put it right there.
Nice.
That's it. That's all it was. A battery touching that.
We got to try it out right after we do this
We're
recording.
gonna try it out with Ghostbusters, Chris. What about that?
There we go.
Number 12. Now, not that this was one of my favorite, but definitely my sister got into this.
Yes.
The Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was huge.
The craze.
Absolutely did.
Came out in 1983. Xavier Roberts began selling these individually, but then Coleco got wind of it and they went ahead and got the licensing. So they went ahead and started selling these things, and let me tell you, the parents were knocking down the doors of toy stores everywhere to get their hands on one. I mean, it was pandemonium when it was Christmas time, and the Cabbage Patch Kids was the hot item.
Yeah, and there was one crazy thing that happened. A lot of the toys were being bought by a lot of people that were taking they're taking the birth certificates and using them as real birth certificates.
Wow. And that was something very unique about the Cabbage Patch Kids, that they came with their own certificates. So, kids at that time, well, especially, the girls, I mean, they would just love it, like if it was their child. Yeah, right there. And very unique. There were hundreds of different. Number 11, the Ghostbusters. Coming out in 1988, and it was based on the Ghostbusters movie. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Since you're into Ghostbusters, what toys did you have at that time, and how much did you enjoy?
Yeah, I had Ghostbusters at that time too.
Yeah.
Besides that, I mean, I actually had a bunch of the different versions. I had one of the originals. I had the Ghostbusters Get Scared. I had the slime ones. I had some of the ghosts. I never got the vehicle or I never got the Ecto or any other vehicles or even the Firehouse. But I mean, at that time, my mom was a single parent, so 2 kids couldn't really get much. But I did have a lot of the toys like Thundercats, Silverhawks, Visionaries, G.I. Joes, and all that stuff that we could share and play with. But
awesome.
video.
Well, especially if you have another brother, you guys can always share
No, and
toys. So that
Voltron
must
was
have been
another
wonderful.
one that we tried to get.
Ooh.
But yeah, and I have one now. I have two now.
Nice.
You know, for the original one and the one from Netflix. But yeah.
All right. So coming in at number 10, WWE wrestling figures. They came out in 1984. They were 8 inches tall, made of solid rubber. So and they were accurate in appearance, but of course they did not have no articulation.
Yeah, WWF.
WWF. You see, Vince McMahon got me saying WWE already. Forget it. But yeah, and I actually have here one of the smaller versions, and again, yeah, the articulation is not that much.
Yeah, they're just saying the pose or
Is
whatever.
that,
Exactly.
Is that Big John Stud over there?
Yeah, Big John Stud.
Okay.
But you know what? Even without the articulation, we were still so imaginative, and we
course.
would just have matches regardless.
And with the ring, it was funny because you just pull them down, they jump off the
There you
ropes.
go.
The ring was huge.
Yeah.
Remember that?
At number 9, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They came out with their toys 1988, and it was based on the 1984 comic book. So far, 30 million have been sold worldwide. 10 figures with vehicles and accessories. Of course, you got Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo. So that was a lot of fun. I remember the comic book, you know, that's what came out first.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, they're always gonna try to make whatever money they can, so the toys came out, and that of course was a hit.
Now you know that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures that came out originally, the first line, they had soft heads, rubber, and those are really rare nowadays. So if you
Nice.
find one, they're worth a lot more.
And also, if you had the originals, you see they don't look anything like the cartoon because the toys were made right before the cartoon came out. It was supposed to be part with the cartoon, but the designers didn't have that yet, how the cartoon was going to be. So they look more like the comic book compared to the cartoon.
Nice. Coming in at number 8, of course, Star Wars. Now, the movie came out in 1977. The toy line came out in 1978, and over 300 million Star Wars action figures were sold. So, you know, of course, I mean, even though it came out in the late 1970s, but in the 1980s, you know, we were rocking all types of Star Wars. So that was definitely a big hit with us. And coming in at number 7, Mask.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, no, the cartoon was amazing, and then of course the toys followed.
Another toy line that goes for a lot of money online.
Oh, and that was a lot of fun. Now, my buddy Sammy, he's the one that had all of those. He had the whole freaking collection.
But yeah, I used to love the fact that I don't know what it was, had Mask, I don't remember the cartoon much. But I love the fact that each vehicle was 2 vehicles. My favorite was the motorcycle that turned into like a helicopter.
Nice.
Because it was green, that was my favorite color. That was, I like it.
Awesome. And remember, Mask. Who remembers what Mask stands for? No looking here, no cheating. Okay. Mobile Armored Strike Command. With a K. Command. Mask. Alright, coming in on number 6. Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you know you gotta be in that list. So they're robots in disguise. There were 2 toys in one. Optimus Prime, the fearless leader of the Autobots, was always fighting against Megatron and the Decepticons. And of course, the toy line, the cartoon was so phenomenal that of course movies were made afterwards that has made billions. So that was definitely
my
successful.
favorite movie is the Transformers movie. Out of all,
Very well
all
done.
the Transformers, I love that movie. It was very dramatic, huh?
For sure. All right, so now if you can go ahead and play the second folder, we're gonna go ahead and start hitting. We're at number 5, so we are going to count down the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and I have a little surprise right before we hit number 1.
Do you remember why they killed off all the Transformers in the movie?
No.
I don't know.
They did that because they were going to make newer Transformer toys.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, about that.
slicksters.
So that's why they.
They tried to they tried to bamboozle us.
Okay, so we're going
So
to.
here we go, yeah, and these you're gonna play manually. So coming in at number 5, Voltron, the Defender of the Universe. Now this came out in 1981, and if you guys remember, there was the cartoon. I could not wait after school. I would get out at 3 p.m. to run home, and I'd be clicking on channel 5 so I can see all my favorite cartoons, and definitely Voltron was one of them. Now, if you guys remember, Voltron were 5 lions, and they would, when they needed to, they would go ahead and unite into one large robot. And of course, they had that huge sword that just cut through everything.
Blazing sword.
Yeah, so Voltron is my number 5. Coming in at number 4, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Now remember, He-Man versus Skeletor, so that was the battle they always had. And by the power of Grayskull, so that was where He-Man used to live.
Did you ever have a Grayskull castle?
I didn't, but my buddy Sammy did.
I did. I did, and when I find that photo, I'm gonna show it to you guys. I had the whole collection.
Wow.
Yeah, everything.
And that was a huge collection, if you guys can see here.
It was
Huge, immense.
I had just about every toy. My mom would go every week on her payday and buy me 1 or 2 figures, so it ended up.
And they weren't cheap in that time.
No, they
If
weren't.
you think about it, even $10 action figure at that time was quite a bit of money.
And
now-
Motus are very popular nowadays. Like today, like if you go on the auctions, a lot of them, people sell them and they go for a lot of money.
Yeah,
Nice.
Matty Collector actually had a bunch of them redone. They look amazing.
They do.
They look close to like the original toys, but even better. They even
Nice.
have in the lore, what's it called? King Grayskull. It looks like He-Man with longer hair and
Nice.
the sword had like fur around his shoulders and everything.
Cool. And then just the last bit of information on this one, the toys came out first, then the cartoons followed.
Yes.
All right, coming in at number 3, G.I. Joe, greatest American hero. So this was G.I. Joe versus Cobra Commander, and I mean that there was another exciting series of toys, and as you can see, I saved up, to get my own little Snake Eyes. I also had the helicopter. If you can go to that one. This one also I saved up to get the Cobra helicopter. And of course, my imagination, I could be, coming up with stories for hours and hours of what was going on.
Yeah.
And actually, just to share with you guys how far my imagination would go, I made this little contraption. I don't know if you can see it that well now. Basically, this hook, I can just hook it anywhere. There's another metal hook that I would attach to my Snake Eyes, and then with this rope, he can slide anywhere I want, as far as I want it.
I did the same thing. Just have him clip with a hand sliding down.
That's it. So imagination rampant, going
That
rampant.
was huge for me too, because I would play with them in like the bushes, and I would dig dirt and bury them, and it was like I wouldn't do that nowadays. I collect these boys and I take care of them. But one thing that was interesting was that you brought Snake Eyes over, and he, I guess over years of use, he broke it in half. But the cool thing about these figures is that I'm going to show you is that you can actually fix it, and I'm going to see like it's broken here, and if I can just grab the other half here, it's got a metal piece in there, like a hook. I mean, I know you can't see it on the camera, but you can buy the rubber bands online, and then you can reattach this toy, and it'll be like brand new again.
So you can tell that
really cool.
This was original, and over time, I mean, the rubber that was holding the body together just disintegrated, and it snapped. But I'm still gonna keep this forever. All right, coming in at number 2, Rubik's Cube, and tell me who did not play hours and days and weeks trying to figure out. I could do it one color. That's it. I was done.
Did you ever do it? Did you ever figure it out?
The whole thing? Yeah,
You did.
I broke the whole thing and then put it back together. All right. So Rubik's Cube, originally created in 1974 by Erno Rubix, and by 2009, up to 2009, it has sold over 350 million cubes. That's a lot for just a one simple looking item. But hours and hours of fun.
And different types too. And I even had one that was called Rubik's Clock, which had like 9 clocks, and each one changed differently. You have to get them all to like 12 o'clock. It was hard.
Nice. All right, so before we get to my number 1 choice, I got some honorable mentions here. Now, these aren't per se a toy, but there were game boards, there were cards, there were electronic toys, game systems. So honorable mentions here. The Monopoly game board came out in 1935, but were we playing it in the 1980s?
Yeah, absolutely.
Heck yeah. Atari 2600. right? November of 1982, when that came out, hotcakes. The Garbage Pail Kids cards.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
And that's coming right back now. Collectors are going crazy.
They're making new
buying
ones.
cards.
They're actually making new ones. They had one of Trump on it too. It was amazing.
Now, who didn't have a BMX bike?
Of course.
1985, in the same year, this popularity reached its peak, and International BMX Federation was founded, and they had world championships. So I remember having mine. I also started doing the little tricks here and there. Who knows the bunny hop, where you lift up the bike? I was able to do that finally.
A little bit.
Wheelies. I could do wheelies, not now, but before, yes.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
There was this toy that I used to play with, and maybe you know. It was a ball, like a basketball, and then it had a ring, like the rings of Saturn.
Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby?
Not the Bobby,
I'm sorry.
You were
It
drunk with
wasn't a basketball.
Do you remember that?
It was a kid.
Yes.
It was swing around.
And a lot of broken ankles came out of it.
Yes.
That was not a safe toy.
No.
I was never able to do it.
Skip it.
80s.
No, I was gonna skip it because the skip it was the one where you know.
Yeah.
It was a ring.
You would
and
jump.
You would jump it over. It had a counter.
Exactly, but it looked like Saturn, and you would have to have that, and you would jump up and down on it. But you know what? That was really one of those unsafe toys.
Yeah. That was not very well thought out.
I was thinking about something else.
If you guys know what that is, leave a comment on this video because I'd like to know.
I forgot the name of it again.
That was really one of those unsafe toys, and it came out of the market quickly. All right, coming in. Well, here's another honorable mention: the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, 8 bits, but it was still fun. I mean, of course, that's all we knew. So 8 bits was, advanced technology. The NES came with the zapper light gun and the gyroscope, that spinning robot. So that was exciting. And then, of course, the last honorable mention I'm going to have here is the Game Boy. It came out in 1989. You have a pocket with entertainment. I mean, that there was humongous. All right, so yes.
I actually have 3 other ones that were really popular that everybody kind of had one. They had Chutes and Ladders in Candyland.
Oh, sure.
They had what was the other one? Well, I'll skip that one. But they also had what's it called? Simon Says.
Oh, Simon Says was
Simon.
Yeah, that was almost made it to my list, but it's only 25. All right.
So here's one I want to mention.
Okay.
That I got to mention from the 80s. The Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sega Genesis was huge. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I remember that in 1988. I was like, whoa, that was huge. Yeah.
All right. So before I get to my number 1, I'm gonna ask the rest of the TGA crew here to share what their number 1 toy of all time that brings into memory that they were so excited that they were always playing with. So, one man band, your number 1 choice.
Believe it or not, you have it right there, and it's. I remember having this, and I used to be all the time doing this number.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, this is my favorite toy. Absolutely, I'm surprised when you saw it, when you had it there. I was like, oh, by far, I loved it.
All right, Ghostbusters, Chris.
Obviously, the Ghostbusters, like I mentioned earlier, I had a bunch of the different type of figures and a lot of the different ghosts and stuff like that. My cousin even had the little proton pack, the plastic one that I actually wore one year for Halloween, but it rained that year, so couldn't do it. And I mean, that's the one that I had the most of the toys from, but I did have a lot of memories with Thundercats and Voltron too.
Cool. Player 1.
For me, Bogy, I would have to say it was the He-Man toys. I love the He-Man toys. Like I said before, my mom would go every paycheck and she would go buy me a couple of toys, and the collection built up.
That's a nice mother.
Yeah. And I had Castle Grayskull, and I had Battle Cats.
Nice.
It was just a fun time in my life where, there was just no TV. I mean, we would watch TV and cartoons, but it wasn't about like
Saturday
social
morning.
media or anything. You had to play with your toys, and it was just a very special time in my heart.
For sure. All right, so coming in at number 1, if you can go ahead and set up that folder. All right, and question number 2. The G.I. Joe action figures that we grew up with in the 1980s came out in 1982. Now, when did the original G.I. Joes come out, the 7-inch version? A, 1973, B, 1963, or C, 1953? So, the G.I. Joe action figures that we grew up with came out in 1982, but they were based on the original G.I. Joe action figures. And did they come out in A, 1973, B, 1963, or C, 1953? One man band.
I want to say 1963.
Okay. Ghostbusters.
It's in 1953.
Okay. Player One. So the G.I. Joe 7-inch toy. When did it come out?
The 7-inch one.
So I believe that I'm gonna go with one man. I think it was 1963 as well.
Okay, so the answer is B, 1963. Yes, all 7 inches of the G.I. Joe action figure at that time was created. Very good. Now we're coming to our third and last question. What is He-Man's real identity? What is He-Man's real identity? A, Prince Adam of Eternia. B, Prince West of Eternia. Or C, Princess Player One of Hialeah. So, what is He-Man's real identity? A, Prince Adam of Eternia. B, Prince West of Eternia. Or C, Princess Player One of Hialeah. Ghostbusters.
Well, my first guess was Princess Player One from Hialeah, but
Close.
I want to say Prince Adam.
Okay, Prince Adam.
I
B.
want to say, yeah, Prince Adam of Eternia.
Okay, and Player One. What do you think?
I think it's Princess Player of Hialeah.
So close, so close. But the answer is A, Prince Adam of Eternia. So my number one choice is Lego Main Street. Now I was very blessed when it came out in 1980. My godmother got it for me for Christmas.
Wow.
Now this set is set number 6390-1. It came with 548 parts and had 8 minifigures, and the price that it cost was $39.99. It came with a car workshop, a hotel, a popcorn stand, a tower crane, a convertible car, and a small truck. There were 4 construction workers, a policeman, a chef, a woman, and a man with a cowboy hat. Why? I don't know. So, and it contained scenes with construction sites, and like I said, my imagination went rampant. It did get reissued in 2003. So I can tell you that Lego has definitely been, one of my mainstays as growing up as a child. And of course, after that, I would have other sets. So I still have my original Lego still with me. And I think it was like when my son Giovanni turned 5, I went ahead and let him play with him, and he loved it. Now I have my 3-year-old daughter Mia, and she's already starting to play with them. So that is a toy that can be passed down from generation to generation.
You have quite a bit of toys. I think it's time for us to sneak into Bogy's attic.
Oh, wow. Yeah, maybe I'll come and bring it one day. Maybe I'll make an episode on Lego. All right, guys. Well, listen, this was very exciting. Oh, I do have one more thing here. The Bogy Battle Bracket Bonus Trivia. You guys ready?
Yeah.
3 questions. Let's make this quick. First question. On Christmas morning in 1980, when you opened your gift of the Atari 2600, what video game came with it? A, Pong. B, Combat. C, Space Invaders. So the Atari 2600 that came out in 1980, and when you unwrapped it, you opened it up, and it came with which video game? A, Pong.
Wow.
B, Combat. C, Space Invaders.
I know that one.
All right.
Yeah, I want to say Combat.
Okay, Combat. Chris?
Man, it's hard. I'll say Pong.
Okay, Pong. Player 1.
Combat.
Combat, and the answer is Combat. Yes. Now, as a bonus follow-up, Atari 2600 later on came with another video game. Which one was that one? Off the top of your head.
Pac-Man?
Very good. So the Atari 2600 started coming out with the Pac-Man. Of course, you guys know, one of my first loves. Very good. All right.
All right. So who won?
Not me.
I don't know.
What do we get?
Whoever was contesting the 7-inch toys. All right, guys. So just want to give some quick shout-outs here. So shout outs to Soy Families, Geomaster Player 1, Yvonne 1, 24/7 Lou, OMB, One Man Band, Ghostbusters Chris, Megaman, Sergeant Hess, Alucard, Jerry the Wizard, all the TGA fanatics far and near, and all the Bogy's Corner fanatics. So this is Captain Bogy, and you just witnessed another episode of Bogy's Corner! Enough said.
Game over. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamers Addict Show. I am your host, Player One, and right now is the time that you've been waiting for. The time of the hour. Here with us, none other than my good friend, Sora.
Hey there.
Sora, it's you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yes. Come on into the Gamers Attic.
Yeah. Good to see everyone here. So what it is that this game is the last story of the current saga, which they call the Xehanort Saga. So the director Tetsuya Nomura said that he's planning on making more, but this is the end to the story that we've known since 2002.
Wow.
So a lot of people will say like, oh, we've been waiting, somewhere around 16 years, given the game's release in 2002, as opposed to like, say, about 5 years of actual gaming development since about 2013.
Okay.
So let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's dive right in.
Let's do it. Yes.
So the world I'm showing you is the land of Corona,
Okay.
which it's a world from the movie Tangled.
Of course. Yes.
So the story of this follows the film, just with Sora, Donald, and Goofy to the mix. So you have you do things, simple things, magic. You have both air and ground combo attacks. The Keyblade I'm currently using is a Keyblade you get from the DLC code if you buy it from GameStop. It gives you a particular Keyblade with a PlayStation Lite look like.
Okay.
So you notice how whenever I hit, the sparks look like that. Now on the menu here that you see me flicking around, these are like special commands. So let's try to move out here. I'll try to turn this one on, called the second form. I do a form change, and now I have newer abilities, and if I build up the bar, I can do up to 3 different types of attacks. So right now I have stun impact, so let's see if I can try to go to another one. So move around. I now have Sonic Blade because I finished entire slot.
How many attacks do you get? Like special attacks?
In this form, about 3, depending. Right now I'm about to lose the meter for it. And then we're going back to normal. Oops, I went the wrong way. So you have magics, you have attacks, and then if you're nearby Donald or Goofy, if you have the ability equipped, you do kind of like a combined attack with them.
It looks so beautiful.
Oh no, yeah.
Visuals,
The graphics are
gorgeous.
good. From one thing I noticed into the story so far is that the characters seem more, what's the word I'm looking, more to life.
Yeah.
In terms of like, there's like way more interaction, there's way more movement. So let me see if I can use.
They're not just like an NPC, they're more than that.
Yeah, so here I'm about to perform a grand magic. If I use the same spell multiple times, it'll give me that ability. And there are these things called traction flows, so they're Disney rides. So, you tell me if this ride reminds you of anything.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Isn't that from Toy Story?
No, it's the, from Toy Story actually, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Buzz Lightyear ride?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is.
Dude, I can never get points on that ride. I'm like, have you ever been on it?
Yeah.
I fire and I fire and I fire and it's like...
You have to look at the indicator. You have to look at the indicator to see where your light flashes.
Huh.
And you're supposed to be, are you hitting the Zerg markers?
It looks like I am.
It looks like you are. Okay. Oh, you can have up to 3 different weapons on you.
Oh, each character or just...
This character.
Okay.
So I'm using the Midnight. I can switch it to the shooting star, which now when I attack and I gain a new command, I can use guns.
Ooh. Now, how many worlds are in this game?
They said 8 different worlds.
8 different worlds.
Yeah.
So 8 different worlds. So 8 different movies?
Yeah, about 8 different movies, yeah. Between like following the original story or like their own original idea. So you have that form. I can be in this form and instantly change to this one where I have the other Keyblade ever after, which is a Keyblade that different from here. So yeah, when you have this, you kind of do like a cool, you have to do like this pretty cool slide. And let's see if I can try to show off a bit of its attacks.
Now, would this be like a game that would be simple for a child to play, 8 to 10 years old, perhaps?
Yeah, if you put it on like the beginner difficulty.
Oh, so there's different difficulties.
Yes, there is. There's beginner, standard, and then there's proud.
Okay. And is there any difference into what rewards you can get for doing that?
The only difference is the requirement in order to see the secret movie.
Okay.
So each of the Kingdom Hearts games has a secret movie that you know, depending on the difficulty will depend on how much easier it will be. Oh, here's another Disney ride.
So a secret movie, like a full-length movie, or?
No, like a couple minutes. So here's another ride. I forgot the name of this one, but this is a ride in Animal Kingdom.
I am trying to figure out what that is. It looks like the ride that it's like a water ride.
Yeah, it's a water ride.
Yeah. Yes, I've been on that.
Yeah, so not only do you attack with normal attacks, your partners, and magic, you also attack with what is pretty much Disney rides. Now, things you can do along your journey would be finding treasures or finding these things called lucky emblems, which is no different than literally finding the hidden Mickeys in the Disney parks.
Okay.
So let's try to skip out from here.
What has been your favorite thing about this game so far?
Oh, the gameplay.
The gameplay.
Yeah, it's so there's a lot of good flow with the game. I can immediately go from an attack into a magic spell. You're given a lot of options, so it's like I can hit you, I can do this, go to you and hit you, immediately summon a weapon. Plus, this is the first time you're able to change into 3 weapons at once without having to go to the menu.
That sure helps a lot.
Oh no, yeah, it does. So there are different form changes, there are different Keyblades, and the story goes on. From what my friends tell me, the story is the ending to the story was very good, and they told me it's gonna make me cry. And like Tetsuya said, that the ending's gonna be so good that you're gonna beg him to be you have to make the next game already. Oh, here we go. Let me do this last bit here before we go off. So let's do this one Disney ride. You'll obviously know which one this is.
Oh yes. That's probably the most common ride ridden in the Disney's Magic Kingdom. So they're like side quests that you can do?
Small things here and there, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, more like take a photo of this or find the lucky emblems, find the treasures. Or if there's a particular character that is asking you for an item and you have to go throughout the world to look for it.
Okay.
So the main cast of the stories, myself, Sora, my companions, Donald and Goofy, and depending on the world you're in, you'll have the companions of that world. Which in this game has changed a lot from the older ones, where in the older ones, you would have to choose between Donald and Goofy and your companion. Now they're with you, instead of having to change them. Which I thought was a lot better, because I thought it was silly being in Tarzan's world and you have to change between Donald, Goofy, or Tarzan, as opposed to just having them all 3 there.
Right.
So I think they've done a lot. They've done a great job within the last 5 years. It's been super anticipated. Everyone's been waiting for this, and I've had a lot of fun. And I'm still not even done with the game yet. What is this now? 20 hours in?
Amazing. And where's Mickey Mouse?
He shows up.
He shows up.
Yeah, I don't think he's a.
Is it always that you have them with you, the main three?
Yeah, the main three.
So
They're always
Mickey's,
with you.
Mickey's not part of the main three?
He's not part of the main three. He is with another. He is with another character.
Okay.
So it's between that character named Riku and King Mickey that are together.
Okay.
But you do see them in other scenes here and there.
Okay. So you highly recommend this game, of course. You better. And
yeah, I'd recommend it. I mean, I'd also recommend you either watching the video about the game so you kind of caught up with the story. Because I think Tetsuya said you didn't have to actually know the other games in order to understand this one. I beg to differ. I think you should have some idea because they make a lot of references that'll kind of throw you off. Not that it'll break you apart from actually wanting to play or do the story, but it'd be more like, it's kind of like you're sitting there, you're like, you know what, I wonder what this is, sort of deal. Otherwise, it's good on its own. Like, it's super
So you
fantastic.
recommend getting the collection for the PS4?
If you're a collector, I don't see why not.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. A little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3 with my good buddy Sora. So if you have any questions, just leave them on here for us. We'll get back to you, me or Sora. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video. And thank you again, my friend.
No problem.
So perhaps I'll see you in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
All right. So thank you again. I am Player One, and I'm here with
Sora.
and we're gonna be saying enough said. Game over.
Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamers Addict Show, and we're here in our final segment. Finally, now I hope you've enjoyed our show today. We've had great fun. We had Bogy's Corner today, talking about the 25 best toys of the 1980s, and we had none other than our friend Sora, who came here to visit us on the Gamers Attic, where he showed us all about the awesome video game Kingdom Hearts 3. That's almost 14 years in the making, right?
5 years of game development, technically 16 years after the first game came out in 2002.
Wow, so I was a little off, but feels like a long time anyway. So, I just want to thank a couple of people, our supporters. First of all, on our Patreon page, Yvonne and Christian, who help us out with our Patreon, which is really important to us. So if you haven't been to the Patreon page, just go to the Gamers Addict Show on the Patreon site. Just type in the Gamers Addict Show and you'll see us there, and you'll see all our information there as well. A couple of people I like to thank on our show, and I'm going to go down the list. Super Mario, Captain N, Donkey Kong, Little Mac, Mother Brain, Optimus Prime, He-Man, Hulk Hogan, Captain Planet, the Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man, Link, Megaman, not Adrian Romero, Captain Bogy, 24/7 Lou, Alucard, the One Man Band, Jerry the Wizard, Ghostbusters Chris, Superhero Brian, D Gamer, Mighty Marvin, Sergeant Brian Hess. I also like to thank Melissa from GameStop in Hialeah, who has given me some really cool posters for the show. That's right. Go to GameStop in Hialeah and she will hook you up. Lorenzo Restivo, who donated some really cool toys to the Gamers Attic. I'm really appreciative for the donation, brother, and thank you again. Ian Scott, okay, from the Gamers Attic page. If you haven't seen his page, The Retro Runner on Facebook, you don't know what you're missing, because he plays the coolest retro games and he does the coolest speed runs ever. So go out and support him. Lindsay the Savage Anderson, Brayson Davis, aka Chillface, who has a really cool page with his collections, his video games. Awesome job, brother. Daniel Turner from the UK, Geomaster, Empire Tricky. I want to thank Tony Fernandez from Knowhere Toys, Comics, and Gaming. Thank you so much for allowing us to do a lot of our toy openings over there. I'm real appreciative. Bianca from Knowhere, Josh from Knowhere, Etno, who is our Gamers Addict Show artist. She's drawn the designs of Player 1, and recently she drew Alucard and Glitch. So you're gonna see more designs coming soon of all of our characters on the show. Old School Owl. That's right, Old School Owl from the Warp Zone. If you like vintage toys, check out our videos on the YouTube site. You're gonna really enjoy what he has to offer. Old School Alex, who's his brother and has a really great, cool collection of Star Wars, video games, etc. CJ's Comics. A lot of our videos have been at CJ's. If you haven't been to CJ's in Oakland Park Boulevard in Broward, you don't know what you're missing because they have the coolest toys and greatest deals. And I'd like to thank, last but not least, my wife, Pika Mom, who is here behind the scenes doing a lot of the editing for our videos, bringing our characters to life, and without her this wouldn't be possible. I also like to thank everyone from the Gamers Addict group page, all the members from the Twitter, and everyone from the Instagram page. So thank you again. And Sora, thank you for coming and being here and showing us this cool presentation of Kingdom Hearts.
Not a problem.
Captain Bogy, thank you again.
That's
And
it.
Ghostbusters Chris. Awesome job, brother.
So don't mind if I make a couple shout outs.
Of course.
I want to do a shout out to my best friend Walter and his fiance Lulu for we've been on top of the game since.
Wait a minute, Ed. I thought I was your best friend.
You're
No, wait. He looks familiar. He looks like somebody I know.
Oh, okay.
I confused them. Does he look like somebody?
Yeah, somebody that has a lot of gel in his hair.
So like I was saying,
Yes, I'm sorry.
want to thank my best friend Walter
Walter.
And Lulu.
and Luisa's fiance for taking me on the trip that we went to in December to do the Kingdom Hearts experience up in Disney Springs, where we got to try the demo and do the Starbucks themed drinks. I want to thank the Kingdom Hearts 3 Discord group that me and 4 other friends were in, because we were keeping each other updated on the game. So the reason why I was able to get the PlayStation 4 Pro version of Kingdom Hearts 3 was because of the group. So I want to thank Royce, I want to thank Simon, I want to thank the Discord group that I was in. I want to thank my friend Royce that invited me to the Discord group chat, because the group that we had air was constantly on top of Kingdom Hearts 3. Where on the 14th I was dropped down with a message, it's like, hey listen, this is gonna drop today, and boom, we just got everything we needed from there. So I want to thank everyone from the Discord group, I want to thank my best friend, and yeah, I want to thank all of you guys for having me on the show.
Alright, cool.
Okay, thank you very much.
Alright.
Glad you were here.
So there you have it, folks. Thank you again, and I can't wait to see you for our next show. You never know what's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna be saying enough said, game over.
Did you guys pick up on an interference earlier at the end of the show?
No.
No,
Yeah,
but
I
first,
catch it, yeah.
No.
I feel like a loose wire or something. Maybe.
not that I know of.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Alright. Weird. Man, I really loved Bogy's Corner today. It was fantastic.
Appreciate it, man.
Very good.
Thank you guys for the interaction.
The show was fantastic.
Yeah, and that Kingdom Hearts 3, amazing.
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's the game you're in, Sora.
Game I'm in.
Sora, thank you for coming on the Game Exotic. It was a pleasure to have you.
No problem, it was fun meeting you guys.
Right, chill, man, alright?
I got things I gotta do. I will see you guys later.
Alright, man.
Good seeing you
Take care.
again.
Cool guy.
Yeah. Next time I gotta ask him what kind of gel he uses.
Wish I had the hair for it.
Chris!
Surprise!
Good?
Yeah.
Hey guys, we got donuts and catering, so if you want.
Out of the way, wizard!
Jerry!
The door is closed.
Glitch, what are you doing here, you pig? Oh!
Get him!
done it.
Come on, player one. Player one.
Full volume.
Player one.
You need to learn some new tricks.
How does this happen?
Down they go.
Friends, what's all the commotion about?
Sleep.
Powering down.
Player one. Player. One-man band. Take.
Pause. Enough said. You're coming with me, player one. We can do this the easy way. You choose hard mode.
You know what way I choose glitch?
You seem to be struggling. Would you like to change the difficulty? You lose. Game over.
Hey guys! Forgot my Keyblade. Hey, what's up? What? Oh, time magic. I got this. The spell!
Oh, Sora, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. What happened?
Glitch is here.
Where's player one? One man. What happened to everyone else?
I don't know, but Glitch, he took player one.
Hey, I didn't know you guys had a turtle.
All right, I'm ready. 5. Yeah, don't fall.
Did you hit record?
You know what?
Oh my god.
Tell me that.
Oh my god.
You know
That's how we just did the entire show and you're like, I never even record.
I think that's my spot, buddy. Can you make something wrong with this contraption here? You can't wear that; it'll kill you.
Oh, bro.
Only the
I can totally make the final. I can make the Final Fantasy 15 line right now. I may not be of royal. I may not be of royal blood, but if a glaive can wield this, then so can I.
sure this robot's programmed correctly. He seems to be sitting in my chair.
Yeah, turn it off and on. Hold on.
Fellas, I'm gonna be asking you guys what for you was your #1 favorite.
Oh, wait a minute. Before you say that, there's only one guy here. Oh.
Well, yeah, because he was mentioning, one guy and then there's a man here, so.
Oh, one man. Yeah.
Right. I'm just man, gotcha.
And the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be.
Chris.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not how it goes. That's not.
2, 1, action.
Hey guys, there's a lot of food in the catering.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey guys, there's donuts in catering. Oh shit!
5, 4, 3, 2, action.
Hey guys,
Hey, guys.
Do I say anything? Is it pause or something?
Well, I say take, and then you say freeze or
Pause.
froze?
Yeah, pause.
Like your fist is gotta be like a bit out, like you just.
Yeah, stretched out as if you're like ready to.
You have to be like, yeah, you have to be like.
Okay.
Technically be just like still trying to help him out first, weren't you?
All right. You're gonna start to record.
It's over.
3, 2, 1. Player one. Player one.
You're coming with me, player one. This.